So if you want to get rich and build financial wealth, you need to be good at money skills. And most people don't even know what the 3 money skills are, even though the majority of people are actually really good, probably at one of them. And then the people who know how to build wealth quickly usually are good at least 2 and then outsource the third. It's rare that you will find somebody that is good at all 3 because it really just takes a lot of work and a long time to get good at all 3 of them, but it can definitely happen. So the 3 skills of money is making money, managing money, and spending money. And I know everybody always goes, wait a second, spending money is a skill? Yes, spending money is a skill. So let me give you some examples around them, and then maybe you'll have one that's kind of jumping out at you like, oh yeah, I actually am pretty good at that, but I'm not as good as these either. So for the first one, when it comes to making money, this is kind of the process, right? That's going in order. You make the money, you have to manage the money, you have to spend the money. So when it comes to making money, a lot of times you will just, you hear people say things like, oh, that guy, he can just smell a buck. These people tend to be entrepreneurs. Maybe they're in sales. They own their own business, side hustles, whatever the case is. Sometimes they have really high level skills and they know how to fix a certain problem. And the reason they got into that was because they knew, wow, if I get into this, I'm going to make a lot of money. So making money is absolutely a skill that I think the majority of us wish we all had, but some people are just a lot more natural at than others. The second skill of money is the managing of the money. So that is, hey, the money has been made and now it's coming in. So what are we doing with it? Well, normally these people are really good at setting up like monetary systems, automation. They're able to look at it and say, okay, well, you know what? We had some really big bills this month and I'm super organized and I know how we're going to be able to make up for this deficit here. They can move money around into different accounts, maybe earn a little bit more interest in this bank account than that one. They understand how the money needs to be used in the most effective way to avoid things like, having to pay extra on taxes or, end up paying unwanted fees because you were late on paying something. Managing money is a really important skill that a lot of people are really good at. Now, the third one is spending money. And again, a lot of people, they get confused. They're like, how? Because we are trained to think in our society in consumeristic nature that, oh, well, yeah, spending money is bad. Spending money is wasting money. And that's not true. Spending money is literally the only point of money. You make it so you can spend it. Now, what ends up happening is that we think that when we spend money, we're just buying things, but that's not necessarily true. Spending money can be buying, or part of the skill of spending money is buying the same thing, but just buying it in a different form and getting more bang for your buck, as we like to say. So a perfect example is just you go to the store, you got to buy a loaf of bread. You're looking at this really fancy artisanal bread that's got like a big brand name on it. But then you look at this other one that the grocery store has, and it's literally the same kind of bread, but it's half the price. So you end up buying that, you get the same kind of bread, it just doesn't have the brand name. And now you have got the same amount of calories for half of the money. Well, that is part of the skill of spending money. If anybody has ever, said to you that, oh man, you just know how to find a deal. Well, guess what? If you know how to find a deal, that probably means you're good at spending money. You know how to get the most out of a dollar. The other side of it is this: investing is spending money. You are spending a dollar hoping that that dollar is going to turn into more dollars. So a lot of people don't think of it like that, but that is absolutely the case. If I'm going out and I'm spending money on real estate or I'm spending money on stocks, well, I am spending money on assets. I'm not spending money on liabilities. That is going to be something that really helps. And then to get even deeper with it, I might be spending money on an asset like a piece of real estate, but I need to make sure that I understand that that piece of real estate that I'm buying has the opportunity to increase in value. Otherwise, if I buy it, or maybe I didn't do my due diligence and I end up spending too much on it, I bought a $350,000 house, but it was only worth $300,000. Well, then I did not do a good job spending that money. So it's a little bit of a different framework with, how we have to look at it mentally. But when you really start to look at yourself and evaluate which skills you are good at. Am I good at the making of the money? Am I good at the managing of the money? Am I good at the spending of the money? Maybe you're strong in 2 of those areas. Hey, you know what? I'm really good at the making. I'm really good at the spending. I am not an organized person and I suck at the managing. Okay, well, guess what? There's some really good news for you. If you can make the money, go spend it on somebody who can manage it. So in all of these phases, whether it's really with the exception of the making of the money, and even then there's some exceptions, you can pretty much go and find somebody to do all of these things for you. And sometimes if you aren't great even at making money, that's okay. You can hire people who are. A perfect example of this is business owners who aren't great at sales. So when you start a business, you need somebody to go out and make money. Well, maybe you were just really good at making this product. Maybe you are just really good at bouquets, okay? And you make some of the best bouquets in town, but you're not good at marketing and you're not good at sales. You don't know how to go out and actually sell these bouquets you're making. Well, if you hire somebody who has that skill of making money, who can figure out, hey, you know what? These are some of the best bouquets in town. I'm going to hit up all of the fancy hotels. I'm going to talk to the wedding venues, and we're going to go through and figure out how to, get top dollar for these bouquets. Well, you have gone and you have hired somebody that is good at making money to help you make money. So it all depends on the scenarios and what kind of context that we're talking about. But when you start thinking about the people in your life, when you start thinking about yourself and really start evaluating what are my money skills. This is really important in marriage, actually, because if you're married to somebody and you have combined finances, that's a great way to be able to kind of rub off on each other. Maybe I'm really good at making money. She's really good at managing money, but we both suck at spending money. Okay. Well, we could hire that out. We can have somebody come in who's good at doing the spending money. So I will go and work the jobs and do some extra overtime. And then when the money comes in, she's paying the bills and she's making sure all this other stuff is taken care of. And then when it comes time to the investing or whatever the case may be, we have somebody that we pay to do it for us. So that is just an easy example to kind of see how you can, build a really strong monetary flow through all of the three skills of money. You make it, you manage it, you spend it. Figure out where you're strong, the areas you do best, how you can do it better, and if you can improve in one of the two other areas maybe you're not as strong at, and then figure out for the third and final one, who's the best person that you can work with in order to make that a strength and not a weakness. And when you do that, you will start to see your wealth dramatically increase. The velocity of your net worth will skyrocket, and you will find that life becomes a lot easier.